Welcome back, everyone, to this week's episode of Booking the Territory, the Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast. For today, we're talking NWA Saturday Night on TBS from February the 18th, 1989. We are coming off our Clash of Champions review that Doc and I did with longtime friend of mine, Robert Silva. Good show, fun show, but we're here to do another episode of Saturday Night, which happens to be right before the next pay-per-view, which will be up on our Patreon feed a few days after this one drops. With that said, we are waiting on Harper to join us, and Doc and I needed to get started, so I'm sure Harper will be here soon. Doc, how are you?
You know, if we'd have gone ahead with our plan and got rid of Harper and brought Silva in, we'd have a three-man booth right now.
No, we're not doing that.
Silva's a punctual dude.
Man, Silva is punctual, as you said, and this is the only thing I'll tease from the actual Patreon show on the Clash that we did with him. You said to him when he was 5 minutes early, man, you're breaking one stereotype at a time. That's nice, Doc. That's really nice. But it was fun. That was a fun little Clash we did.
Yeah, and, you know, we had a good time. He was all right. I mean, I could tell he was a little starstruck at first podcasting with me, but he got, he settled down a little bit.
Starstruck. Shut the fuck up. All right, whatever you say.
How are you doing, Michael?
Living the dream, brother. Just trying to be blessed, be a blessing, taking things day by day. You know how it is.
Yo, absolutely. I'm taking things beer by beer.
Beer by beer.
I got 5 beers here. When I'm done, show's over.
Are we sure it's not White Claw by White Claw with you?
No, because I've been doing the home delivery service, so I get plenty. I've still got over 2 cases of beer out there. Now, the wife will drink that shit. Here's the other thing. I drank one of her White Claws the other night because I was just like, it was like the first thing I came across. I was just like, man, I can't even finish this after drinking like 7 beers. It's just too, I don't know. I think my infatuation with White Claw has passed.
So basically what you're saying is you got tired of people beating you up about your love of White Claw, so you...
No, not really. Who's beating me up? We're quarantined, son. Where would I go?
The entire BTT army is making fun of your White Claw love.
When do I hear what they have to say?
Okay.
This is a one-way transmission, pal.
Okay.
Hey, we're still in our birthday month, though, so...
No, we're not. This is not going to air. This will air in July. This is the 1st July. So
we're in our birthday year. How about that?
Oh, now you really sound like our wives.
Well, hey, in other news, in big news, I got to tell you, we're done, Mike. We've reached the end, El Fin, of the Smoky Mountain Wrestling, haven't we?
We are finished with Smoky Mountain. It is
200 is out. We've gotten a lot of kudos and nice remarks from people in the Army about, what an accomplishment it is to put your mind to something.
Yeah.
And finish.
Amazing. What a run.
I got heat. Earlier today for the podcast, right?
Yes, you told me because it happened to be where we finished smoking.
Way to sell it so we could tell the story and it'd be fresh for the people. You told me.
Well, no. I mean, you obviously want to tell more about how LaFonda gave you a hard time. Oh, okay. All right. Damn, I didn't mean to upset you.
I just wish that I had somebody who could work in the ring with me.
Who did you expect? That's right. Take a sip of beer. Okay, while Doc is over there trying to figure out what direction he wants to go next, let me mention special shout out to our largest Patreon contributors monthly, disrespectfully classy Marky Blassie, who it's almost time for him to come back on. Kyle O'Reilly, Mike Childry, Joe Ice, thank you for your generous patronage each and every month and basically being the sponsors of this show. And as we're rolling, I do have an email I want to read from a wonderful listener this week. And Doc, you'll love this because of how he signed this thing. But I gotta read this, because I feel like all of us are struggling these days, whether it be what's going on in the world and whatnot. So I want to read this because it's pretty uplifting. So this is from longtime listener and now patron member Tim Westcott. Tim says, "Dear Mike, I'm happy to be supporting the show I know and love. You guys have helped me through some rough times, via the show and especially the Facebook group. I'm able to afford to support you guys now because I've started to kick my habit of Colombian whites. I don't know if it'll be forever, but the walk of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. Besides the waste of money every week, I don't want to turn into that piece of crap Tommy Rich. As fun as being world champion for 4 days sounds, I'm not sucking anybody's dong." He puts in parentheses allegedly, so allegedly there. We don't know that for a fact. He says, "Thanks for everything you guys have done and continue to do. It reaches and helps more people than you know. I don't care if you want to read this on the show or even use my name. I'm not ashamed of what I've done. Hell, it was a lot of fun at times." He says, "Thanks again, Tim, Doc-A-Holic for life." That's how he signed it. And I want to say something before you react to this, Doc. You know, I've told the story. I don't hide from anything. Well, I've never been someone to partake in those things. My wife and mother-in-law and brother-in-law struggled because of my father-in-law's addiction to that same substance. So when I joke about Tommy Rich and that substance or any other wrestlers, I actually have some sympathy and empathy for them because I watched it, or I didn't watch it, but I've heard the stories of how it ruined my mother-in-law financially as many years ago when my wife was just a little girl between like the ages of 5 and 13. So I feel for you, Tim, and hey man, one step at a time. Tim, hang in there. I know what the addiction does. I've seen it. I've heard the stories. So you hang in there, and we wish you nothing but the best in defeating it completely. Doc, you got any Doc-Holics this week?
Thanks for the note, Tim. We're glad to have you on the patronate side. Glad we've helped you through some hard times. I do have a couple of spotlights. Man, the first one here is a strong one. It's for a tweet, but really it's more for as we wrap up Smoky Mountain, the entire body of work, if you will.
Body of work.
The whole work stream. I don't know what he goes by now. He was Journey Cornette for a while. Now I can't read what he is now because I can't. So anyway, he thanked us for our terrific run in Smoky Mountain. Said he found us 7 months in looking for a podcast because he would be up at night with his newborn. That's classy. He didn't know anything about Smoky Mountain outside a few Aftermag articles. And Journey Cornette, 3.5 years later, has written 104 weeks of rhymes and haikus about the Smoky Mountain episodes. And that guy did a lot, not as much work as us, but a lot of work, pal. So he gets the top spotlight tonight.
It's impressive the work that he did on it, on his
I mean, you could tell by the detail of the rhymes that he was listening to this stuff and listening to it on a couple of levels for meaning, you know?
Oh yeah, he took some detailed notes to be able to write those haikus and whatnot. So I'm with you.
All right, well, I've got another tweet here I'd like to shout out. Another intelligent individual, Johnny Villain. I don't know who that is, but I imagine like how awesome it must be to just like naturally have your last name be Villain. That's pretty cool. BTT podcast. Hey y'all, there is nothing better than when that Harlem Heat music hits. I like the part where she goes.
Okay.
And we're ready for a new NWA Saturday Night on TBS. You guys are the fucking greatest podcast ever. Not just wrestling podcast. That's a given. Greatest podcast, period. How about that?
Yeah, I retweeted it.
We're changing lives, man.
I guess, yeah. Making things better. All
yeah.
right.
Well, we're not making things, we're not helping ourselves out in the household because we're in here, locked up.
That's yeah.
Anyway, we got a couple.
We take a beating on those things.
Right. I mean, yeah. Anyway, we have another 5-star review out on the pod, the Apple Pod thing.
Woo!
It's from Spanner U2. Maybe he likes the band. Anyway, he says, love these guys. The funniest podcast out there with a mixture of old NWA wrestling talk and some of their own personal adventures. It has me laughing so hard. Keep up the good work. It's airtight, brother. His name is Brian Hanna. He's a Brit living in Illinois. Well,
I saw that.
yeah. How about that?
We got another one from
Well, I'm going to read that one too, pal.
that's like this next one you read. I think that's the third or fourth one he's written, which is great.
Why do you always break kayfabe right out here on the open channel?
Well, I don't know how it's like him and Chris Zapita. I don't know how they write multiple reviews if you have like a sign on. Well, your one sign on. I thought you can only write one, but hey, man, look, I'm not breaking kayfabe. If some of y'all out there have figured out how to leave more than one, please tell the rest of the people how to do it so they can do it too.
Maybe do it over on the Facebook group where it's behind the wall. Well, he's a Brit living in Illinois, so I like the footy ball too. I watched a little soccer match today with my team Liverpool, and we won and inched closer to the championship. So I like those English folks.
I wasn't referring to him writing another 5-star review. I was referring to the next one.
The next guy, yeah. Well, he entitled his Doc for Life. So you know this motherfucker is top shelf. He's CHBG24.
That's my buddy Craig Norman.
Okay.
Hall of Fame patron.
Hall of Fame. If y'all are tired with all the negativity in life, let these three legends brighten your day. Live, laugh, love, and be a blessing. I think that's a great way to end the spotlights right there.
I think the next time you join a call, you should use that. Brother, I'm just here to live, laugh, love, and be a blessing.
Down at the shoot job, I have to pour it on a little thick, so sometimes it's not far off of that, pal.
Oh, I know.
Man, all
right.
And so, we're gonna do the just so everybody knows. Tonight's the go home show for the Rumble, Chi-Town Rumble. So we're gonna be doing the Rumble Friday night, a couple of nights from now. So if you're a patron, and if you're not a patron and you want to hear pay-per-view quality, I mean, think how this is pay-per-view quality, but think how we crank it up for the pay-per-views.
Yeah, the Clash wasn't a pay-per-view, but that was a wild time, man. I mean, we were 2 hours of gold right there with Silva. So we crank it up.
If you're not a patron, we went 30 minutes before we ever got to the matches. Turns out Silva is a Hall & Oates fan because, he recognizes that white people invented R&B music.
Okay. And on that note, we did go 30 minutes prior to we started even covering the matches. Doc was blown up after the next 30 minutes. Well, with all that said, I do have some actual shout-outs this week for our Patreon members. L.A. Neal, thanks for bumping up your pledge on Patreon. Enjoy those WCW pay-per-views and the Clash of Champions that we do. And again, the one that's coming up. Super Dave Miller, thanks for signing up on Patreon, Super Dave. Kevin Nall, thanks for signing up on Patreon, Kevin. Johnny Villain, Patreon member already, bumped up his pledge. Tim Westcott, who I just read his email, he's a new BTT Hall of Fame member. And Michael Herndon, he's already a BTT Hall of Fame member. He bumped up his pledge a little, so I wanted to give a special shout out to all of them. And like Doc said, if you want the next pay-per-view and the last Clash of the Champions that we just did that was sandwiched in between these last two episodes we're doing now, go to tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT and you can get access to all of those shows. tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Well, Doc, it's time for us to do some Saturday night, and I don't know where the piss Harper is, who texted me at... You want me to break kayfabe on when he texted me?
No, well, I don't care. My point is if he wasn't going to show up, we could have gotten started earlier.
I'm not mad at him. I'm betting I'm betting he got caught up at work. I bet that's what happened. I'm almost positive. Because Harper will call me. He will call me to let me know. Hey, brah. So that's the only thing I can think of. Now,
So
if he
the Dick
texts me
dancing places are open again?
if he texts me in 5 minutes and says, "Brah, I was on the toilet, brah, my bad for the last 15 minutes," then that'll be another story. Which he has done that before. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah, I
All
know.
right. But anyway, we're 20 minutes into our time we were supposed to start. So there's that. If anybody wants to know why we're not waiting. But anyway, I'll break kayfabe. Harper texted me about 50 minutes before we were supposed to cover what is this, Doc? A hour and 28-minute episode. And he said, "Brah, which episode is tonight?" God, I wish I could live like that.
Wouldn't it be great?
Jesus. I mean, I have to prep these and watch them a good 2 weeks in advance just to make sure I have the notes down and timestamps, all that good stuff. And Harper's like literally 50 minutes before we're supposed to record an 88-minute episode. Brah, which episode is it?
I don't think people understand that Harper's really Harper.
It's awesome, actually. That's why I'm saying it. I'm not complaining. It's funny. Whoo. All right. So, Doc, anything else before we go into Saturday night?
Well, this was 88 minutes. That's going to hurt it later. Really wish we could have had the Braves or the Falcons or Georgia Tech or the Hawks or somebody playing shit.
We're getting close to baseball, so trust me, there's going to be a long stretch of, the 41 to 44, 45-minute shows coming up. In which you're going to be like, oh, Dick, you're going to be in heaven.
It's the best way to, we've talked about this for 5 years now, but it's the best way to package wrestling is in a 48-minute, those Smoky Mountains were perfect. Because if they're done right and they're hot and they're done well, I can't wait for next week. But man, at 88 minutes, I'm like, Jesus Christ, how much longer is this shit? Who haven't we seen? Shit.
Well, and the tough part this week was, like we did last week show, and then right after that we covered a 2-hour Clash, so we got that in, and then we had to get this in, and then we got to get the pay-per-view in. So here's the thing,
man.
I'm not complaining. I'm stating the fact that back in '89 when we're kids, it's like give me more, more, more. But when you grow up, you're like, God damn, I got to sandwich that into a lot of other things.
Well, and now that we're going to start our second promotion since Smoky Mountain's done, I mean, when are we going to find? That's a lie, folks. We're not ever going to do another show ever again. and here's the real problem. The only show that we were interested in doing is already being done by two of the main stars of the show we were talking about doing the show on. So there's no point in that either.
Tell the people what you're talking about, because I've gotten no less than 60 messages, either email, the Facebook page, or Twitter, from people going, hey, do you know about? I knew about it. That's why I never answered any of them, because I didn't feel like answering 60 people. But tell them what we're talking about.
Turns out that Bobby Bacala and Christopher Moltisanti have a podcast where they're going through The Sopranos, and watching them, and it's like, well, guess we're gonna download them just like you download us, because there's no point in doing one if they're doing one. Kind of be like Tommy Rich and our listener earlier in the show doing a podcast on cocaine. If they're gonna do it, why would we? Okay.
Hey, I think Harper's on.
Holy shit. Look at him. He's here right in time. He comes running in, lacing his boots while he's running. Hey, I'm here. I'm here.
How many minutes late, Doc? Tell the people.
21. We were going to send Shark Boy to the ring, but since you're here, I guess go ahead.
All right, let's see if I can get him. Let's see. Add. Hey, I can already see. Let me predict. He's going. What y'all doing? Hanging around? There he is.
Hi.
You doing, Harper?
What y'all doing?
We're
I was dropping the
recording.
deuce.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
Doc, Doc, what did I say he was gonna say?
Yep. Well, how you doing tonight?
yeah? I'm doing great.
Yeah.
Yeah?
You getting all geeked up for the big Chi-Town Rumble this weekend?
Yeah, I was born already. I
It's
can't
got
wait to see Sting and Ron Simmons.
Well, you've got it a little bit confused there.
Oh.
It's
I mean,
Sting and Butch Reed.
the other. Oh, shit. Mike.
You want to finish that statement?
No, he does not want to
No.
finish it.
Butch Reed.
There you go. There you go. Well, I'm right now in the middle of that match, and I got to tell you,
Yeah, that's what I figured.
That's nice.
remember I texted y'all the other night and said I tried to fast forward 10 seconds, and it took me 12.
Yeah, fuck that.
All right, so Harper. It sounds like you're doing great. Sounds like you're a couple of pounds. You're a couple of pounds lighter after that shit.
Yeah.
We are starting the show that you didn't watch, and
I did watch it.
So you watched an 88-minute show in 55 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
If you're listening on a Patreon video, you got to download the whole episode this week and this whole intro we just cut. You'll get the joke that Doc just asked Harper. But go ahead, Doc.
No, I'm ready, man. I've been here now. I've been sitting in this chair for 30 minutes. I'm ready to be getting into this.
Me too.
I want to see some Vincent Young.
So, oh God, we'll get to that shortly. So what you're seeing right now is, if you're watching on the Patreon video, the way the show opens up, it opens up with Ric Flair coming to the ring from the Clash of Champions that Doc and I just reviewed. And of course, no, it didn't freeze. I thought it did. So Doc and I just reviewed that Clash. It was a tremendous angle that they shot with Steamboat and Flair at the Clash. Great stuff. So they show a clip of that. They don't get too far into it, but it was really good. We discussed, like I said, the segment at length, and then we head to the studio where we got Jim Ross and Magnum again. Steamboat cuts a quick promo and tells us in 48 hours he's going to have the biggest match of his career. And Steamboat says Flair always likes to say, to be the man, you have to beat the man, but he's on a one-man island. And honestly, the promo was meh, and that's all I have. Doc, you?
You've been saying it now for weeks. We're not here because we want to hear Rick Steamboat cut promos.
I sure ain't. I'm here for what we're about to see in 2 nights when we record that Chi-Town Rumble and that match they have. Dear God,
is that potentially the greatest wrestling match of all time?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll say that because there's a lot of great wrestling matches, but I'll be damned if we're going to talk about series.
But it's in the discussion, and that's got me excited. I'm not going to lie.
Yes. To watch those two chop each other, oh my God. That's it.
You're saying it's sexual, huh? Oh my God.
It's just
poetry.
It's like
in motion.
You know how, like, Doc, what's your favorite group?
Of what?
So, like rock and roll or music. Music. No, God,
no. I'd say, that's a tough one for a guy like me.
Soundgarden?
Soundgarden's in there. The Rolling Stones in that 68 to 1972 period. That's the Rolling Stones and Soundgarden probably do a pretty good job of summing up what I'm into.
Well,
there's some other bands that are not as well known, but we'll go with those.
They make music in that ring. Those two are two of the best dance partners of all time.
So they're like Jodeci.
Baby, that's won't you just stay for
they're like Black Story.
Well,
no, Black Street. Remember them?
Black Story.
No.
Good God. Forever, my lady. Ooh, yeah. Anyway, all right.
There's nobody listening to that's buying into Forever, my lady.
I thought you were going to say that nobody knows the song. I was like, I know Michael Angel knows the song.
For about 8 to 10 minutes, my lady.
Okay.
We know how y'all do in the hood.
All right. Well, we go to the first We go to the first match. It's Cornette's Midnight Express. They defeat David Heath and Brett Holiday. Paul Lee is on commentary for a minute. He does some yapping. They still ain't got this picture-in-picture BS ironed out as usual. Paul Lee says that they're going to take down Cornette, and Paul Lee says he's got a clause in his contract that as long as he is still here come February 21st, that Paul Lee is going to make a lot of money. So anyway, this picture-in-picture just kills me. I can't. We've complained about it enough, so I'm gonna leave it alone. But anyway, Doc, any thoughts on the Cornette's Midnight versus David Heath and Brett Holiday?
Bro, at some point, Corny just heads into the ring. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
You can't. Crowd is fired up though here.
Yeah, dude.
Which is nice. Corny is giving some at Paul Lee throughout the match. I don't have a timestamp, but you got to get to the pin because Stan does some great dick dancing. Right after they pin him, there's some dick dancing. Uh-oh, that's too far. Okay.
Let's see if that's it.
We're about to get it here. Here's the sequence because he's going up to the top. Bobby Eaton. He's about to fly. What do you call it? The Vegematic?
So, real quick, Harper, does Stan's dancing ever get old?
No, it doesn't.
Boom.
Here
it comes. Giving him something he can feel.
He looked like a jive tone there.
Wait. Harper's over there singing In Vogue. Giving him something he can feel. Oh, that's nice, Harper. All right. Any other thoughts, Doc? You're diversified?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Any other thoughts on the match, Harper, from you?
No, but a lot of these matches go really long.
They do.
Well, you got 88 fucking minutes to get through.
God damn.
Let's go now to the Varsity Club. They've got a promo they're going to cut after the Midnight win their match, and here is Kevin Sullivan and crew.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to World Championship Wrestling. We're going to see Danny Spivey, the newest member of the Varsity Club, in action. If you were with us here this morning, you heard his introduction from his mentor, Kevin Sullivan.
One of the greatest athletes ever from the University of Georgia. But what I want to get to, Jim Ross, I've been having a reoccurring dream. Now, let me tell you about my dream. See, when I lay my weary head down at night on the pillow, I wake up in a real cold sweat and goosebumps are all over me because it's the same dream. You see, it's Chicago. The building's packed. People are screaming. And there's Hawk, who's afraid of nothing, an animal who's beating up everybody in his life. But I hear this horrible bone-screaming slap. And I look down, and there's Hawk's arm broken, and I'm holding it. And there's Dr. Death. He has Animal's arm, and he's using it as a toothpick. You see, Road Warriors, you can't bully us around. You can't bully people that can't be bullied because fear isn't in our hearts. You see, the only thing in our hearts, Road Warriors, is evil. You talk about you're the evil ones? Well, in Chicago, finally, you're gonna meet the masters, the boys that invented the word evil. Hawk, Animal, I'll be glad to see you in the Chicago. Tell him, big man.
Hey, Road Warriors! Sound like you guys got some problems, dudes. Hey, you guys have got a whole lot of trouble coming your way. And when Kevin and the good doctor gets on you and plays a little howdy doody on your coconut, you guys, I see nothing but hard times coming your way. Jim Ross, look at everybody in the Varsity Club. We're smiling, we're laughing, because you know why? We are confident. We're very confident. We know what it takes to beat the Road Warriors. We know to get right to the bottom of the line. We know when we get you upset, when we get you so bad, you lose all total concentration. As simple as that. You'll go down for a 1, 2, 3. When you talk about confidence, you talk about the right thing in the varsity club because Steiner, the belt is mine, and I'm going to get it back real soon.
All right, fans, Danny Spivey will be making his way to the ring in a moment.
Doc, please give me some Danny Spivey thoughts.
So let's take a really hot, awesome unit that's just cut a great promo where they're ready to go toe-to-toe with the Road Warriors. I mean, everybody else out there but Spivey cut a good promo.
Yep.
This is 2 weeks in a row for Dr. Death. So apparently he's in his environment. Rotunda's playing his position. And Sullivan just said he was going to break Hawk's arm off. And said, we don't fear you.
And he said, if you think you're evil, you'll meet the master of evil. Sullivan was just real good there, and good Lord, Spivey just ruined it.
Let's take this goofy bastard and throw him in there.
Yeah, well, he's the greatest athlete in the history of Georgia Bulldog football. Fuck Herschel Walker.
Fuck Herschel Walker.
That was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Harper, what did you think?
Man, he's just goofy. And he used to fucking Dusty Rose line.
Yeah.
Yeah. He seems the most cartoonish out of all of them.
That haircut.
Yeah.
He just looks like he's playing wrestler.
Bro, he's a big dude. Why won't he just stand there and not talk? Like, God, that would have been so much better if he just would have stood there and not said nothing.
Sullivan went out there and knocked that shit straight out of the park. And Dr. Death was really solid. And that's really probably the best you're going to get from Dr. Death. So he just did his best. And then Rotunda is just doing what he's supposed to do.
What?
Let me tell you,
Well, and here's another problem. He's a big bastard and all, and he's new. But let me tell you something else. In this match he has, he's limping around the ring already like his left knee is broken in two. So don't get too excited.
Come on. That's a quality opponent. That's a larger man than he had last week.
He took forever with a jobber.
Well, I'm not putting that on him. They stretch a lot of these out, but the thing I'll go back to, like, look, I mean, in fairness, I was never a Spivey fan, but the Varsity Club, as far back as we from its formation, I truly forgot how much I really liked it. Like, because I guess I hadn't seen it in so long, but like as we rewatched week in, week out, I'm like, man, these guys are good. Sullivan is the perfect leader for them. Rotunda, the switch to put Rotunda into the Varsity Club and from that terrible gimmick he was doing before. And even Dr. Death being there was fine, as long as he doesn't cut long promos. Steiner was great in the Varsity Club. The split from the Varsity Club from Steiner was fantastic. God, then they put Spivey in there, who's the biggest one out of any Varsity Club member, and it makes no sense to me. I don't care how you slice it. It's just, they don't need him right now. I don't care what anybody, this guy, and if they did want to add him, do not put a microphone in front of his face. I don't know
how bad. Last long with him, huh? As a Varsity Club member? Define last long when you say
I don't know. These 6 minutes so far seem like 2 weeks.
Yeah, Harper, he's with them for a few months, man, at least from what I remember. And
Who's this referee?
I was thinking the same thing. The guy with the mullet.
I can't remember his name.
He's someone new, huh?
I can't remember his name for nothing. I know exactly who he is, and I don't remember his name. But get used to Spivey. He's not gonna disappear in like 2 or 3 weeks. He's not gonna do a Dick Murdoch on you.
Oh, fuck.
Nothing against Murdoch. He's just he would come in and out. That's the only reason why I say that. Your thoughts, Harper, on Spivey's promo, if anything?
Yeah, he was the worst one out of all of them.
It was a turd.
Yeah.
Dude, he squeezed out a wet turd into a punch bowl and tried to say it tasted good. No, no thanks, bro.
What are you talking about?
It's just bad. Okay, so Spivey beats Tony Suber. Oh my God, this match was slow and long.
Yeah.
Slow and long.
Here it comes. Boom.
Slow and long. And he wins right there.
And he pins him facing the fucking wrong way.
Oh.
Next we go to Lex Luger. It's short. I don't have anything from it other than to say he's bone dry when the promo starts, and he was fairly dry once it ended. It was like it was actually like Lex was comfortable. He wasn't nervous and he didn't start sweating. Doc, what did you think?
I'm thinking he's got to be a little disappointed and disgusted that he's only going for the U.S. title here coming up. Because I would imagine he sees himself as the main eventer and frustrated with Steamboat.
And he got sent down a notch, if you want to count it, when Steamboat comes in.
Yeah.
That is true.
So you think he's mad? Do y'all think he's mad right here?
I don't think he's mad, but he's just like, okay.
Wouldn't you be?
I mean, my fucking checks keep on.
Right. That's okay. You're asking the wrong one that question.
But these guys aren't on guaranteed contracts yet.
Hold on.
Luger wasn't he?
That whole guaranteed contract thing is like the biggest myth when they say, "Oh no, they don't have guaranteed contracts until such and such." He's getting a regular check weekly at this point. But my point is, because I think I've heard Jim Ross say that before. My point is, I'm like Harper. I don't care if the check keeps clearing.
Yeah, bro.
Pin me, pay me, whatever.
I go face on I take on the cruel connection every night if those checks keep fucking clearing.
Yeah. Now, if you want to give me a pay cut, that's a different story. But,
yeah.
But you are dealing with a different level of ego with some of these guys too. So I can see how Lex might get angry because he went from main eventing with Flair and going for the NWA title to now it's U.S. title territory. So I can see what you're saying. Any other thoughts though on Luger right there, Harper?
No, I mean you know, meat and potatoes.
Yeah, Doc, you or can we go to Steamboat and Jerry Price?
Well, real quick, I said that Spivey was limping around the ring earlier. It says here on his wiki page that he was trying to play professionally in the NFL and was drafted by the Jets.
Yeah,
but he had a severe knee injury in his junior year at Georgia. Now, he was an All-American defensive end in his sophomore years, so that's not bullshit.
See?
That's great. His promo still sucked.
Now, get this. It says here he spent several years working a number of jobs in Tampa before meeting Dusty Rhodes, who offered to help him train him. So maybe that's where he learned that. Hard times.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And
I wonder what his major was.
Kinesiology.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just so everybody knows, wow, this is going to surprise you.
He's got a master's degree.
No, I don't give a shit about that. He's 36 years old.
Right here?
Yeah.
Damn, that's old.
I wouldn't have guessed that. Wow. He's a big son of a gun. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they just need to keep the mic away from him. And they're not going to. He's going to have more promos like the one you just saw, if my memory's correct. And you can be like, oh, God.
That's disappointing.
It is. It really is. The next match is Ricky Steamboat, who defeats, by no surprise, Jerry Price. Doc, any thoughts from it?
Good.
He did.
Yeah.
Doc, your thoughts on it?
Didn't he bring his kid out?
Yeah, because it was take your kid to work week.
They tried to talk to
wife is sitting there.
They tried to talk to the kid. The kid cut about as good a promo as his dad does.
That's nice.
Dude, can I say something else, though? And Doc, we talked about this on the Clash review that we did. If they don't stop cutting to the crowd every freaking 20 to 30 seconds, I'm going to scream.
They got to show the fucking reaction.
Dude.
They got to show the kids.
It's so excessive, though. Now, they haven't done it here for about 30 seconds, but right before this, for like in about a 40-second span, they went to the crowd 4 times.
And that same black kid wearing that sweatshirt that says, I assume it's a local college.
There they are. Look at them, having fun down at the matches.
Yeah.
Down at the matches. All right, Doc. Any other thoughts on this?
Be there. Wait, what?
Any other thoughts on this match?
No, I mean he's getting his tune-up in. He's getting his work in before he's just gotten back to the Fed. He's got to get his work in, his reps.
Dude, is that like the 3rd beer you're on already? I've heard that thing.
Come on, man.
3 times.
Modelo, man. It goes down smooth. I had to quit drinking Corona. I didn't want to get sick.
Come on.
All right. So the next match is the Road Warriors, who defeat Ned Brady and Julio Barrera. You know, let me tell you something, and I'm trying to get to it. The one side effect of the new pads here is
they can't rush them.
Yeah, I said the same thing.
I was like, man, they got to get in there and get these things off because, I'm getting out of there. I don't care if you run at me with those damn spikes on. That's a rhino charging you at that point.
Like
they're like playing it off. They're like da. Okay. Go.
Yeah, like having the spikes on slows them down from
what they're designed to do.
I never noticed it. And in fairness, I didn't.
It's a lot like having to stop to put a rubber on.
That's nice.
Harper knows.
Yeah, really, right?
Harper, is that how you feel? I mean, I haven't had to do that for a long time, so
I mean, y'all don't wear condoms, huh? No.
I'm married, dude. No.
Yeah, me too.
And
Mike. Wait. What do you mean, you two? You're not married. What you about to say, Doc? Go ahead. Say something stupid.
I was just going to ask him if he's still stretching that girl's hind parts out.
That's nice. Inappropriate.
Grow up.
Uh-oh, that must mean he's made her his girlfriend.
Uh-oh.
Are y'all still hanging and banging? Look at that standing drop kick.
Yeah, I know, dude. He got fucking high.
And that's a nice move when he can pull that off.
Actually, this move right here, when Hawk levels this dude, kills me.
Boom.
He's like, dude,
he looks like a linebacker with a running back coming across the middle who just ran into a brick wall.
Look at this. Bam.
Yeah.
Flatten that dude. Just check them.
That's great.
And then here comes this fucking dude.
This guy.
So, you want to continue, Doc? You were asking Harper something, and I don't.
Are you still hanging with your girl that you've been with for a while?
Yeah.
All right. That sounds sexy.
It does.
It's nice.
Well,
Yeah.
Maybe we should have her on the air sometime.
Yeah, maybe so.
No, no, thank you. No.
Okay.
No. No.
Oh, I heard that you like to get stretched out anally.
What?
What?
Come
on, Doc.
That would be my first question.
Can you grow up?
What?
God. What is wrong with you?
Exactly.
Jesus.
I'm just saying.
Any other thoughts on the Road Warriors, Doc? I mean...
No, I really like that standing drop kick from Animal. That's very impressive. They're obviously tuned up and ready for the varsity club. I'm tuned up to watch it. Let's do this damn thing.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. Well, we heard Sullivan earlier, but now we got to hear from the Road Warriors because, that's the match. So let's see what's happening.
Both the U.S. Tag Titles and the World Tag Team Championship.
Jim Ross! over our stinking dead bodies will you ever win these titles from us, Kevin Sullivan. Now you come out here and kid yourself, calling yourself bullies, pretending you ain't afraid. But we know, because you wouldn't be out here talking about it if you weren't afraid. Doc, you're out here saying, oh, we're laughing, we're smiling. That's it. Show everybody your teeth, because in Chicago, we may just knock them right out of your stinking mouth. Tell them, huh? You know something? Precious Paul? Why do you think Danny Spivey, dangerous Danny Spivey, is all of a sudden on the scene?
Well, it's obvious to me. It must be to everybody. They need help, Hawk. You see, that's the big difference between the animal and the hawk is they need help, and we don't. Right, Hawk?
We don't need no help. We'll take the three of you stinking... I wish I could say close, wasn't it? Listen, Danny Spivey, you might have been a Georgia Bulldog, but when we get done with you in Chicago, you'll be bull squat.
You know, Jim Ross, Kevin Sullivan.
Sorry, Jaworski. We're not listening to Panama Jack. You can do what that thing you do when you relieve yourself some other way. Doc, any thoughts on the Road Warriors right there? I guess they really are faces again, in my opinion, as you can hear it.
Boy, no kidding. But I also like the fact, well, you know, last week they were awesome, throwing chairs around and just, they're pissed. Now it's like, okay, y'all are scared, so you brought in the jabroni. We're going to whip his ass, too. They kind of, okay, so after the back and forth, they still won that round because Spivey made them lose.
Good point. Hate to say it. Harper, any thoughts from you?
I'm ready to see this shit.
Or are you going to be able to watch it before Friday when we record?
I'll probably watch it tomorrow.
It's long, pal. It's 2.5 hours.
God damn, it's like Raw.
Well, it's a pay-per-view. It's
No.
What do you mean, no?
Raw's
better than
3
Raw.
hours, pal.
Well, Raw is 3 hours and much harder to get through, in my opinion.
That's right. I mean, the two matches I've watched so far, I didn't give anything away. They're not great, but they're better than anything you'd see on Monday night by a country mile.
Yeah.
Country mile. Country.
That's nice, Doc.
What?
Well, unfortunately, the midnight thing is a popcorn fart because of, Dennis not showing up. But
problems.
Yeah. But we'll get into that as we get into it. So, okay, let's keep going. Sting comes out and he defeats Max MacGyver. Butch Reed actually comes out on commentary for a minute and tells us that he's going to bruise Sting's war paint, I think was his words he used. I was like, okay, at the Chi-Town Rumble. So there's that. By the way, Doc, we're only a few months away from Sting finally winning his first title, and I won't say anything more in regards to Sting's first title. I know you can't wait.
Call Sting.
Yes.
Call Sting.
He cut a hell of a Ric Flair-like promo at the Clash.
Well, let's leave it alone for now. You can hear that on the Patreon channel, tinyurl.com/Patreon BTT. Doc, any other thoughts on Sting and Max MacGyver right here?
No, not really. I mean, I'm kind of interested in Hacksaw and Sting. We'll see how it goes.
All right. Harper, you any thoughts on Sting right there?
No. Nothing. I mean, I kept waiting to see what college football teams this guy played for. I was like, okay, he finally fucking said it. Middle Tennessee State.
And on that note, let's go to Ric Flair, Barry Windham, Hiro Matsuda, who are out here now. Here it is.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to World Championship Wrestling. We'll be joined here, and as we are being joined by the world's champion, the U.S. champion, and Mr. Matsuda, and I'm sure that your men are more than ready for Monday night.
Yes, sir, Mr. Ross. Yamazaki Corporation invests big money on a champion. I have an obligation to protect their investment. So whatever we take, we will defend our championship belt.
Our championship belt, I did hear that.
I'm sure that the Nature Boy has a whole lot to say, but what I have to say is I'm going to go in here and teach this young man in the ring
and I'm going to show him exactly what I'm going to do to Lex Luger on February 20th.
All right, well, Barry Windham will be in action here in just a moment. 48 hours away, champ. And champ, I know you really enjoy that, and we enjoy calling you that.
Oh, you know I do, Jim Ross. Monday night, and keep in mind, as we've all been informed, we're talking about 48 hours from right now. And when your name is Ric Flair and someone tells you that your whole life is in front of you in 48 hours, you know, woo, I'm going to spend it the way I like it. That's the bottom line. I'm going to be in Chicago in the longest limousine money can buy. I'm going to fly into Chicago in the nicest Learjet money can buy. I'm going to style and profile along Rush Street with some of the most beautiful women that Chicago has to offer. The bottom line is Ric Flair, the world's heavyweight wrestling champion, is going to live life the way he feels a world champion should. Steamboat, we are exact opposites. Don't misunderstand me. I respect your family. And most of all, Steamboat, I respect you. Because, bud, you are a quality athlete. But Monday night, and let me say it one more time, when you walk that aisle, remember this. Woo! To be the man, you've got to beat the man. One more thing, diamonds are forever. Woo! And so, it's Ric Flair, baby. Remember that. Woo!
All right, fans, the United States heavyweight champion Barry Windham is in the ring. Let's go.
Were y'all popping on a dude in the crowd?
Yeah, that's his hype man.
I'm gonna call bullshit on. Back in my day, people knew to cheer for the baby faces.
Yeah, there's some myths out there that just aren't true.
It started a lot earlier than people would have you believe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't start with the fucking Attitude Era.
And everything wasn't airtight, brother, either.
Now, wait a minute. It sure was.
That guy was funny, though, man. Rick's hype.
Yeah.
What was he saying, Harper?
Like, there you go. Basically, he would say it before he did.
Dude, you know what it sounded like? I know neither one of y'all have ever been in a black church.
No.
That's what it reminded me of. Tell it fast. Preach it.
Let me ask
Go ahead. Keep going.
What would
That's
happen
right.
if what would happen if this Sunday I just walked into a black church?
Nothing.
What's that day?
Nothing.
Nothing?
No. I mean, you might get some strange looks, but
Ass cracker.
you're in a house of worship, so it'll be all right.
Yeah.
Have you ever read like somebody's going to pull out a story and send it to me, so maybe I'm not going to say it. Let's say, have you ever read a story online where it's reported that a white man walked into a black church,
It sounds like a joke.
a predominantly African-American church, and was beaten because he walked in? No, I mean, I don't think, I've never read anything like that. Has it happened? Maybe, I don't know. But no, you'd be all right.
How do you get away with it?
That's nice. That's nice, Doc. Oh, man. So, but that Harper nailed it. That dude was Rick's hype man. That was awesome.
Yeah.
You tell him, Rick. Go ahead. He was. And they keep going to the crowd. Harper, any other thoughts on Ric Flair right there, leading up to his first match with Steamboat?
I mean, be honest, it's sounding like stuff that we've heard before.
Yeah, I agree. Doc, what about you?
Well, why are we doing the pay-per-view on Monday night?
I said that during the Clash because they had mentioned it during the Clash. It's very weird. Different time, man.
Hey, you're gonna need to run back during this part, but I want to talk something about this.
Jesus Christ.
But anyway, Rick's out there saying this is it's 48 hours away. I'm taking it serious too because this is what I believe in. But I'm gonna style my way in. I'm gonna profile my way in, and then he put Steamboat over like, "Hey, you're a great wrestler too." He's doing all the things, huh?
Give me this timestamp you want.
Oh, I just wanted to talk about the guy in the ring.
That guy was like the worst out of all of them.
You better
this
watch
week.
Out. Or do I tell you about? I'm gonna tell you what I'm about to tell you. You're gonna be careful with that.
Barry Windham defeats Alan Kinsey. What are you about to tell us, Doc?
Alan Kinsey went on to become the sheriff in Bowman, South Carolina.
Okay.
He's law enforcement, pal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good for him.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Whoa. Look at that guy.
Look at this.
Oh, that's schmuck.
Look at that guy. Wait a second. Let's go back to that dude. I don't know why, but that made me laugh very hard.
He looks like he's got some Lou Ferrigno Incredible Hulk in him, but he's already wearing a Chi-Town Rumble shirt.
Yeah. So
he looks a little special to me. What?
I don't know, but why do you think he looks special? What does that mean?
He looks
yeah, what's that supposed to mean, Michael?
Like he looks
touched?
He just looks weird, man.
Touched? Is that what you mean?
What
kind of special?
And that's his dad sitting next to him.
You mean he's special because he gets to sit on the front row?
I don't know. You know that the chick to the left of him, that's the one that, I think that's the lady that Rick pulled out the crowd that time and said, "This is Dusty Rhodes' kayfabe girlfriend."
Actually, it would be on his. It would be on his right.
I mean, what I'm looking at to the left, it's his right. Okay, you're like a grammar Nazi. That's great, Doc.
I know the difference between there, and there. 2, 2, and 2.
So Barry Windham defeats Alan Kinsey, and then we're gonna go to a promo in a second. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at this dude.
What a dick! There he goes, cracking his neck.
Cracking that neck. If he's special, he's got special strength too. He's a big guy.
Nice, Doc. Oh boy. Okay. Can we go to Jim Cornette and the Midnight Express now and Stan Lane out there in his coat again?
Jesus Christ, the Duster is back.
Let's go to Corny and Stan in the Midnight.
Back here, ladies and gentlemen, and as the countdown continues to Chicago, I know that Bobby Eaton and I know that Stan Lane are ready for the fight of their life because they want to keep this man around. Well, you know something? It's the biggest risk we've ever taken in our career, the biggest match, Chi-Town Rumble. The guy that gets pinned in that six-man tag, brother, is leaving the NWA. And Bobby and Stan have had enough faith in me to make me their partner. And, brother, I ain't going to let them down. I ain't going to let you down, Stan.
You know, Jim, I don't think it's any big secret. I think the word is out now that Bobby and I don't like Dennis Condrey and Randy Rose. And all the things they've done to us over the past couple of months, all the backstabbing comments, all the back jumping, we know has been orchestrated by one guy, and that's Paul E. Dangerously. So let me tell you something, Paul E. I'm going to kick your head so many times in Chicago, you're going to look like one of those dogs with the back seat of a 1956 Buick doing this. Then I'm going to let Bobby come in there, and he's going to jump off that top rope, and you're going to be flatter than your girlfriend, and then we're going to tag in this man right here.
Oh, man, and Paul, I didn't do that. Oh, God. Okay.
What's that mean?
It just locked up. I didn't do that. Damn. He was rolling, too. Hold on. Let me see if I can get it back. This damn thing. God, what a...
Flatter than your girlfriend.
That's nice, Stanfield. Come on.
Not on this show.
Jesus Christ.
We like a big and busty on this show, huh?
Flatter than your girlfriend, and then we're going to tag in this man right here, and you're going to meet your maker.
Let me tell you something, Dennis Condrey and Randy Rose. You ain't never seen a day on your best day that you could shine these men's boots. And Paulie Dangerously, you ain't never seen a day. If you ever dreamed that you could take Jim Cornette's place, then you better wake up and apologize, brother. At Chi-Town Rumble, I'm going to look in the mirror on Monday morning at the scars that you put on my face, Paulie Dangerously, and they're going to do the same thing. And then we're going to get to that arena real early, and we're going to think, and we're going to plan, and we're going to plot what we're going to do to you. Now, Dennis Condrey and Randy Rose, I know that you realize I'm the weak link. You can beat me just like that, and everybody knows if I go, we all go, brother. But by the same token, they put their faith in me, and I trust them to keep Condrey and Rose away from me. And Paulie, I'm going to get a hold of you, and when I'm finished, win or lose, you're going to know that you've got guts. There's only going to be one Midnight Express and one Big Mouth manager on the 21st, and it's going to be us. Yeah. You're looking at them.
All right, the best of luck to the gentlemen fans. Let's go up to the...
Dude, they're over his faces. Man, they're popping for him.
Stan was really great there, too. I mean,
Yeah.
for him to step in and cut that promo. Here's the thing, man, and I'm telling you this. There's 4 title matches at Chi-Town Rumble, and I want to see all fucking 4 of them.
Yeah, I know, huh?
The belts are on the line. It's behind the paywall, and I'm ready. And I just want to know where the Western States Heritage belts are.
Larry still has it.
It's a good pay-per-view, man. The belts are on the line. It's good stuff, man. tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Sign up. That way you can get the last Clash, this coming pay-per-view that we're doing, and you can get even more, all of the Clashes that we've done. Good stuff. Stan was on it right there. God, that line, oh my God. He's flatter than his girlfriend. Come on, Stan, grow up.
Hey, he's talking in the building.
Hell yeah. It's too bad that feud just... Oh,
Yeah, no.
So, Harper, any other thoughts on Stan's outfit or his line there?
Well, I could tell you, dude, once when Cornette got that microphone, that crowd came alive, man.
They are over his faces.
Yeah.
I mean, it's remarkable how they are faces. Remarkable. It's just really it's.
They've got all of this wrong.
What do you mean?
Everybody who's supposed to be booed is getting cheered.
I know, right?
No.
That's true, huh?
No. It makes sense that Corny's getting cheered. You gotta remember they got busted open by Paul Lee when they entered. So, and if you remember, through no fault of theirs, when the Road Warriors beat the piss out of them, they were just so sympathetic. I mean, it was like, God, you had to feel sorry for them the way they got beat down. So I think it makes sense for Corny to get cheered because of all the promos he's cut as a babyface. Remember that one where he held his freaking racket up like he was in church and the crowd went silent? Like. That's good stuff. The Road Warriors just were never going to be heels. There's no way you were going to turn them. There was nothing you could do. But Corny, it makes sense to me. I think it's fine. The problem is the damn feud is about to just go kaput, and there's never a real payoff because of how it ends when we do the pay-per-view. And that's that. We'll talk about that then, though. Any other thoughts, Doc, on the promo, though, from Corny?
No, they've done a sufficient job of getting me ready for Monday night.
Well, we go from this to Vincent Young dancing to the ring to defeat Trent Knight. Thank God, I will tell you, this guy won't be here for long. So don't get too used to the breakdancing.
Can you explain, what we're looking at here to the people?
The dancing. He's doing the snake, the wave,
He looks like a young Gary Young with USA tights on, like Apollo Creed and Rocky IV.
No, those ain't Apollo tights.
And looks like Mike Mills dancing.
Dude, I don't dance that bad.
Yeah, you do.
Come on, bro.
That guy. This guy is so lame. I don't know what else to say.
This guy sucks, man.
Man.
Where'd he come from?
He can wrestle. Go ahead, Doc.
I think, but I'm
My bad,
not
I was
sure,
looking up something.
that this may be Jay Strongbow's son.
Really?
I did a little research. Hey, I found out
Okay.
that the other guy earlier was a sheriff in South Carolina. I think it's...
What?
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Baldwin Wallace. What's that?
I could have no problem from Vito. Believe me.
I'll play that for you later. I've watched that like 10 times today. When Paulie goes, son of a bitch! Anyway, I'm sorry to get sidetracked. I
think this guy has some slick moves.
I guess.
He's
That's all I'll
trying.
say. He's a good wrestler. I'm not trying to knock him. It's just
But you know that when you saw the Vincent Young versus Trent Knight, we all three went, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I clicked on it just to see what the fuck it was.
It's not I don't want to say it's like the cartoon stuff from like the WWF, but just him with the breakdancing, I just was like, oh man, I don't know. He's not bad
for the job guy.
Yeah, but that was funky fresh back then.
No. I don't know. 80, what was this, 90? Nah.
This is 89.
Yeah.
The breakdancing, it was before this. Like, this is not the same, but this reminds me of something like, and again, it's not the same, but it's the best example I can give related to the time period. It was like when they did Glacier in WCW. They do this damn Mortal Kombat gimmick years after Mortal Kombat was a thing. It was just past its time, is my point. I feel like him dancing and doing that gimmick is just past its time. Like, I didn't get it. And he's gonna be look at the breakdancing. Like, dude, I mean, he's doing the windmill. Okay.
And no one responds.
I don't know. There was a couple fellas in the crowd that were having a good time, but it just ain't for me, man.
He's like a cross between Gary Young from World Class and Dirk Diggler from Boogie Nights.
That's nice. Well, we get another debut. Up next, we're going to see the Samoan SWAT team, Fatu and Samu, versus Dale Laperouse and Bob Emery. And they are, to give them credit, they are trying to plug this Chi-Town Rumble. Every single segment ends with a Chi-Town Rumble pay-per-view plug here, so we're getting a lot of that. But we get the Samoan SWAT team against Dale Laperouse and Bob Emery. Someone thought it was a good idea for Sting to be out there on commentary.
Jesus Christ.
What? What? Go ahead.
It just pissed me off because it's like the Tony Schiavone thing of like, we run a TV company, so we messed up their. Go back a second, just one more second to the Chiron there on the screen, my friend. Yeah.
Okay, I'll pause it when we get to it, but go ahead.
When it gets to there, so Sting's out for no reason. We mess up the debut, so they don't get an entrance, and then. Hold on. Are they gonna?
I didn't.
So where's the Chiron?
There it is.
There it is. They misspell Samoans.
Samoans instead of Samoans.
So basically, they have done three things to fuck this debut up. They have cut to Sting, they missed their entrance, and they misspell their name.
In the words of Tony Schiavone, God damn it, we're a TV company.
I don't know what to say. This really pissed me off too, because the Samoans are an impressive tag team. This ain't the damn Commandos, and it says the Samoans. Well, that would be Alpha and Sika. This is the Samoan SWAT team.
Well, Alpha and Sika I knew as the Wild Samoan, so I felt there was a difference. But I agree. It should have said the Samoan SWAT team. I do agree with you there. It should have said that. What were you about to say about? What were you about to say?
Hard to draw money when we're over in the floor trying to suck our own dick.
Whoa.
What were you about to say about Sting? Because my thought when Sting came on commentary,
I don't think it's Sting's fault. There, it's just what the hell is he doing?
It's
why not him? Why did somebody send him out?
Yes, that's what I say all the time. That the equivalent of what you just said is what I say a lot when I hear anyone complain about wrestlers nowadays that work for the WWE. I'm like, it's not them. They're just doing pin me, pay me. Like, so I don't. To that point, it ain't Sting's fault.
No.
Why did somebody send him out there? Whose idea was this? It was not a good one.
None of this is thought out whatsoever because then they're like Sullivan's out scouting them. Well, what the fuck college did they go to?
They went to Pango State.
I don't know.
Boy, that kid really loved it.
That kid in the front row, he was
look
going
at
crazy. He was going nuts.
And the real problem here, SST was good. They were impressive.
Oh yeah, I like them. They've it's a good gimmick. They're wild. They're crazy. I mean, they're not the wild.
And they're doing everything to get over, and the company's doing nothing to help them.
Boy, you could say that. And spoiler alert, they end up with Paul Lee as their manager.
Yes.
So, Harper, any thoughts on this match here?
Everything they do looks fucking perfect.
Yeah, they're vicious. Nothing's wasted with them.
Right.
I like them. I really do. They're a good tag team.
They're the team that we needed when we got the Commandos.
What the fuck? Look at Paul Jones.
I think that might be one of his last TV appearances because we talked about that on the Clash.
Look like a fucking newscaster.
Well, he's going to be at Shoutout Rumble.
It's nice. I said one of, Doc. I'm going to pause it on him because he did. He looks like a newscaster or some corporate exec.
Or a fucking game show host.
A good one too. Where is it at? Oh man, him and Sullivan. They're out there scouting.
They're out there talking about who can chop up the fattest line and snort it.
Oh, come on.
I thought you were about to say they're out there. Never mind. Grow up.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, any other thoughts on this match, Doc?
I thought the SST was super impressive in this match. They look good. They look formidable. This is a good addition to the tag team ranks.
Well said. Well said. Well, after the SST, there is a Sting promo. Sting is excited. He's talking about Butch Reed, but he doesn't scream at the end, so it was like anticlimactic. And I'm not going to play it because I need a Sting scream at the end where he goes nuts for no reason. Doc, any thoughts on Sting?
No, I'm going to go take a piss.
Look at that frog splash from the SWAT team.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. He flew across that ring. Watch it. Boom. That looked good. Love it. Okay. Go take a piss. Any thoughts from Sting, Harper?
No.
All right.
No.
It was very anticlimactic at best. So, and that's all I'll say. All right. So, in a second, when this thing speeds up, I'm going to go to Barry Windham and Hiro Matsuda along with Kendall Windham. Let's see. Here it is.
Welcome back, fans, to World Championship Wrestling here on Superstation TBS. We've talked about all the big matchups come Monday night in Chicago. And Mr. Matsuda, I know that the United States title, one of the most lucrative titles in the sport today. And I'm sure that Barry Windham is more than prepared, but Lex Luger is a great challenger, as you know.
どんな相手が来てもね、彼はいつでもね、挑戦を受けて立ちますから心配しないでください。
I beg your pardon?
どんな挑戦を受けても受けますから心配しないでください。
Yeah, well,
Exactly what he said.
good. Tell me, what did he say?
First of all, Mr. Matsuda has assured everyone out there that there will be no problems in defeating Lex Luger in this championship bout. Now, Lex Luger, you come to town, believe me, you look phenomenal. You look the very best that you have ever looked in your career. But let me tell you what, I know you inside and out, and I've got you figured out, and I know every move that you're capable of. So, Mr. Luger, when you step in the ring with me, be prepared to walk out of the ring unsuccessful. Because if all else fails, you know how I work. And with Mr. Matsuda and with Big KW right beside me, there's no way on this earth or in this world or any way at all that I can walk away defeated.
What you're basically saying is that if you have to cheat to win, that's what you're going to do.
Listen, I'm keeping this belt no matter what.
All right, fans. Well, the one man that will have something to say about that is the Total Package.
So Wyndham lied through his teeth saying he understood Matsuda right there. JR popped me when he said, "I beg your pardon." Anyway,
Yeah.
Wyndham said he's keeping his belt no matter what. Doc, or I'll go to Harper first. Harper, any thoughts?
Yeah, how the fucking Japanese guy talk is just to piss people off.
I didn't think about it, but you're
Yeah.
That's funny. And true.
all right. So, Harper, Doc, your thoughts?
I love Barry, man. He's a badass. But I think he's struggling in this Matsuda deal because they're like, okay, now you're a corporate entity. And Rick's like, fuck it, I'll just be me. And Barry's slightly altered to try to be more like corporate-like. And so what it means is he keeps calling him Mr. Luger. I hate that.
Mr. Luger.
It seems what it ends up sounding is more impersonal, and I like personal issues. So that's just my observation.
I didn't see that.
Hey. Let's be
I didn't see that
classy.
part, but what I always think when I see him with Matsuda is, I feel like Barry benefited from JJ being able to cut some long promos, and Barry could kind of like chime in after JJ said his piece, and I think that's missing too, along with what you said, Doc.
Okay.
So, and on that note, I'm guessing y'all want to talk about the two ladies on the screen, even though I'm staying out of this.
Why?
What's our timestamp?
The left one's cute.
101.
Okay, we're gonna get back to her in a minute, so let's don't stop here. I also missed something earlier, but think about this. Earlier in the night in this show, JR said you could call their 900 number to listen to the pay-per-view.
That's what what?
Wouldn't that cost like $500?
If you stayed on for all 180 minutes.
Could you imagine what would have happened to your back door if you'd have pulled that shit off? Your parents got that phone bill. Remember when you got a phone bill that had every call you made on it?
Yeah.
Man, fuck
My
that.
ass would still be healing from the beating I would have gotten from my mother.
Yeah.
$500, man. If $29.99 was too much, what would $500 done to you?
A $500
Oh, yeah.
phone bill?
Fuck that.
JR was pimping that 900 line all the way back.
Harper, can you imagine if you would have got a phone bill that high?
That's fucking for.
And
Is that really how much it would cost? $500?
I don't know.
No.
It's like if it's $1 a minute or $2 a minute, shit's fucking.
That's fucking stupid.
Well,
Dude, you not even 500. Just imagine if you called that hotline like once a week.
It was like $50.
And you stayed on for, at $2 a minute. You stayed on
10
for
minutes.
If I'd have stayed
minutes.
on for 5 minutes, I'd have got a question.
Well, no, that's my point. Like you're a kid. You're just thinking, okay, I call and then I'm on for 5 minutes this week.
$10 would have raised the alarm in my house.
Well,
Fuck that.
so 5 minutes, so 10 minutes you're on for week one. And so there you go. 10 times 2, that's $20. By the end of the month, you get to $80. So you got $80 more on your phone bill. Man, my mom would have freaking taken a bat that had splinters coming out of it and blood.
$5 more dollars than normal would have been like, what are you doing?
Dude, $1.20 would have got me in trouble more.
Yep.
Luke told me neighbor of his used to talk on a phone on a porch on an old, cordless phone when he was a kid.
And
they would leave it out there, and he used to use that phone to call the fucking 1-800 numbers to these fucking wrestling numbers.
That's nice.
For the scoops and shit.
Once a carny.
Oh, he's a carny. Oh, man. All right.
Look at Steinborn in the ring here. He's in with Luger. He's a mess. He can't keep his strap up.
Yeah,
look at it.
His singlet's having issues staying on his shoulder.
Jesus Christ!
Fix your bra strap, asshole.
Oh shit! I want to see a girl having a big titty slop out, not this dickhead.
All right. So any thoughts on as we keep going, Luger and Steinborn, Doc?
Luger won by not by the torture rack, huh?
Yeah, tell the people how he won.
Shit, I didn't write that down. What was it?
A
superplex off the second rope?
There you go. He brings it up and then doesn't know what happened.
I did know what happened.
Okay.
I couldn't remember. It's been a while, pal. I drink a lot. There's a lot on my mind. I watch a lot of wrestling. And we wrestle here.
That's right.
All right. Let's keep going. We got Paulie, who is going to cut a quick promo on Cornette.
Hey, my man.
What?
He says my man a lot.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's leading up to his match.
It's like Dr. Tom with his hair. Watch out here. Count them.
Fans, we're going to see Dick Murdoch and Michael Hayes in tag team action in just one moment, but Paulie dangerously has asked for this time to make it obviously something very important for you.
I came out here before and I told you people you were witnessing a funeral because you were seeing Bobby and Stan and Jimmy Cornette together for the very last time. Now, Jimmy Cornette, in just 48 hours, you and I are going to be involved in a professional wrestling match, a 6-man tag team match. And if Dennis Condrey doesn't get you, Randy Rose will. And if Randy Rose doesn't get you, my man, I'm gonna. But one way or another, Jim Cornette, Dennis won't be out of a job, Randy won't be out of a job, and my man, I'm not going to be out of the job. Because on February 21st, I'm going to sign a very lucrative contract. My man, you're out of the NWA, you're out of professional wrestling, and when I'm done with you, you'll rot in the devil's playground. You can bank on it Monday night.
All right, that's plenty from him, I can tell you that right.
Dude, Paulie in his phone. I never told you this story, Doc. I had a friend of mine. His mom had, the old cordless phones when they had the antenna, the actual pull-out antenna that, you pull the metal antenna. This dude used to ride around the neighborhood. He would take the phone, and he would for just some unknown reason, and he would get strange looks. I guess that's the reason. Would act like he was talking on the phone, driving around, like, the city.
Like he's a pimp.
Yeah, and people would. I remember in a car with him, and people would be like you'd pass somebody and they'd see the phone.
For getting in a car like that.
Excuse me.
You shouldn't be getting in a car with people that stupid.
So anyway, he's driving and he's got the antenna extended, and he's like hanging out the car, talking on it, and it's funny because you see people when they look like, what in the piss is going on? Like he's talking on that thing. Anyway. Paulie out there with this stupid phone. That's not it's a cordless cell phone. It's not even a cellular phone.
Yeah, no.
Oh, man.
Paulie was trying to tell you his career trajectory there, though.
Really? Explain.
Look, pal, I'm not getting fired. I know how to keep a job.
Whoa.
Oh.
There's some truth to that.
Man, how has he stayed up there that long? Being as disliked as he is.
He's a great politician.
It's pretty remarkable.
Oh, it is. It's tremendous that he's kept that job that long. I agree. All right, well,
I think Vince is trying to figure out the day he's finally going to have the heart attack and firing the day before so he doesn't have to pay for his health insurance.
That's nice.
Harper, any other thoughts on Paulie's promo?
He did I mean, like what Doc said. Hey, man.
He's still 23. He's got verbal crutches that he uses, and you can tell. I mean, you can also tell that he's got a shit ton of talent. But,
Right there with you. Michael Hayes and Dick Murdoch defeat Mac Anderson and El Negro. Jim Ross says El Negro. Good God, JR.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the third week where they're messing with Murdoch, putting him in with El Negro.
Jesus.
These
corny ass wrestlers. These wrestlers.
I know.
God, wow.
And then this guy Mac Anderson looks like Buzz Sawyer to me.
Yes.
Yeah, he does.
Yes.
Yes.
With a bald head.
He took a nice bump there. God almighty, Michael Hayes. He's built well. He's just balding.
He's got that what 8th grade math teacher hair look, but he's got a big thick beard.
Okay, so I need you to give. Where are we at on time here?
Just tell me what you need. I'm at 1:11:27.
I need 1:17:25 with audio, and it's the most unfortunate moment in the history of wrestling.
Oh, wait, you just moved ahead to the next match.
That's what I was afraid of. We don't need to hear from Steamboat again. Here's Abdullah.
Okay, hold on. So let me tell the people where we're going. So, Hayes and Murdoch win their match against Anderson and El Negro. Steamboat cuts a promo. I agree. I thought it was okay. I mean, look, we've said it. We're not here for that. We're here for the match. And then we go to Abdullah the Butcher, who's going to wrestle Rick Allen. He's going to beat Rick Allen. But there is something said, and I had the same note, Doc. So, yes, let's play that.
This is fucking
terrible.
Foul.
Terrible.
Foul. This is worse. Harper, this is worse than the cameraman showing the special fella in Smoky Mountain.
Oh, my God. Really? Play it.
Paulie, there would be some canceling going on if this happened today. So here it is. Give it about 15 seconds. I don't know that we're talking
about the same thing then.
I think we are. Here, well, let's just go to it. Here it is.
Call Nielsen people to make sure they were judging to see how high the ratings are up since I've been out here for a couple minutes now. Did I really miss Steamboat?
You really missed it, but you can. I think Magnum. I think it'd be a good idea for Paul to interview Abdullah. There's a young lady, Trina Carroll, celebrating her 18th birthday here in the studios.
She's 18 now?
Yeah, she's 18 now. What do you mean now?
You got her phone number?
No, I don't have a phone number.
Maybe you ought to give it to Jim Cornette. He'll have a lot of time on his hands after Monday night.
You want to interview Abdullah, Paul?
No, not really.
I didn't think so.
Jim, I think.
I don't know, bro. I know she's 18, but
still,
pawning.
You just done a net.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying, you just stamped on her forehead. She's doable now.
Well, there's that side
audience.
of it too. There's that side of it too, but I'm just saying, even if there's an 18-year-old girl in a crowd now, I'd be hard pressed for a manager and a commentator pointing out that she's 18 and, oh, by the way, we're gonna go hook her up with the 30-year-old manager in the back so he can.
That's nice, banger.
Yeah. I mean, like, I know she's legal. My point is, listen to how that sounds. Doesn't that seem a little weird to you?
Bruh.
They just advertise this poor girl. I mean, I know she's 18, okay? But they Jesus.
But that's her first day of 18. It ain't like she's a salty veteran at 18. That made it sound like we've been waiting for her to turn 18.
That's what I'm saying. It sounds filthy.
We know her. And we're all shooting dice game craps in the back to see who gets the first turn.
Come on.
It seems slimy. That's all I'm saying.
Man, and man,
you look at life really different when any man out there with a daughter, I feel, can relate. But you look at things completely different. I know I do.
Yeah.
As mine gets older and is almost 13 now.
Well, that's 100% true, and you then live long enough to watch things evolve over time. I mean, R. Kelly's a pariah now, but Led Zeppelin had teenage, rats. And I don't mean 18.
Whoa.
See,
I don't. There's pretty good documented evidence of like 14.
14?
Let me put it out there like this. I don't know what you're talking about because I had no idea about this. So I'm just going to take that for whatever you're saying. But if you're one of these Grizzly Smith son of a guns out there, screw you and the horse you rode in on. And that's the nicest thing I got to say about you.
Yeah, so here's the thing. We talk filthy on this show, and we like our ladies. But we like our ladies, not our girls. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about ladies. I'm married, man. I got one that's hard enough to deal with. I don't know how Harper does it, man. How he hadn't had a heart attack yet.
Well,
we used to watch that show Big Love with the Mormons. Man, I was like, this motherfucker's got 3 wives.
fuck that.
No shit.
That's some serious stress.
Trying to please 3 fucking women at the same time?
Well, I think if you're in a religion that allows you to have 3 women, pleasing them is not really the top of the list.
Oh, Jesus.
That's nice.
Okay. Look, I know nothing about whatever that is. Doc is going to stand on that on himself. Whatever. Okay.
All I'm saying is that the girls that we talk about on this show are ladies. They're women.
Oh, we double check. We don't even. We double check. We're not even. I'm like, tread lightly, man. Hold on. Okay. So
that was foul. That was pretty filthy.
Harper, you agree that was filthy?
Yes.
Hey, let's take one of the hottest guys in the promotion and stuff him in a tag team going nowhere.
Jesus Christ. If you want to know what Doc's talking about related to Rick Steiner being one of the hottest guys in the promotion and having his jets cooled, I highly recommend you become a patron and get the Clash audio, because we have a long discussion about that related to Rick Steiner and how he's just been cooled off at this point after his big win at Starrcade, in our opinion at least. So Rick Steiner and Eddie Gilbert are out there. They're about to defeat Cruel Connection 1 and 2. I got nothing from it other than to say I feel like the Steiner's jets are just being, doused in water.
Dude,
go ahead, Harper.
Gilbert had JYD, didn't he?
Simmons.
He had Butch Reed.
No, Simmons.
No, Simmons.
Was it? Was it? Okay. And
it was Simmons.
And he had Steamboat for that one match.
Uh-huh.
And now it's fucking Scott Steiner. Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was airtight, brother. Oh, they cooled him off. Well,
yeah,
they're going to win this match, and that's all I got from it. Doc, you got anything else?
No. And here's the thing. I like Gilbert and what he's been doing, and we all like what Steiner's been doing. There's just no reason for this.
No, there is no reason. It's like they're throwing fucking darts on a wall. Say, who's going to be Gibson's tag team partner? All right, boom. All right, this guy's Rick Steiner.
The George Scott era. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go Google Corny's YouTube, and I'm sure he's got some wonderful thoughts on.
I was looking on here, like, I think in 2 weeks, they had the fucking Iron Sheik on there.
Oh, yeah, Sheik's coming.
Yeah.
Sheiky baby's coming.
Like, holy shit.
He's going to work a feud with Sting, Harper.
Oh, my God.
And then we didn't even talk about this because we were talking about the kid's birthday there. But Abdullah stood there and put a fucking jobber in a nerve hold for 6 minutes. That's not the Abdullah I want to see. And the crowd was bored. The crowd should never be bored if Abdullah's there.
Yes. They should be scared.
That's right.
Magnum was trying to scare the people at home because he was talking about the time Abdullah chewed the podium when JR was interviewing him that time. Magnum brought that up during the match. I did have that note. But, yeah, it just went on for a while. And then this match goes on for a little while, too. Not terribly long, but long enough. And then, Doc, do you have anything from the closing promo with Eddie Gilbert and Rick Steiner? Because that's how they close things out.
I thought it popped me a little bit that like Gilbert was over at the monitor. I mean, Steiner was over at the monitor looking at Gilbert instead of looking at him standing there and got confused. But I mean, shit ain't going nowhere. So what's the fuck point?
That's nice. Yeah, unfortunately, like I forget when Rick loses the title.
Well, it might be Monday night at the Chi-Town Rumble, pal.
Yeah, we'll see.
They just added more seats. So if you're in the surrounding area, folks, and if you haven't gotten a ticket, I suggest you at your
We've recently released seats in the Golden Horseshoe where you can have a free pizza party and be served by Hooters waitresses.
Yeah.
All right. So with them saying all of that, we do need to rate this thing because that's how it goes. And Doc, you go first on the rating.
Why do I have to go first?
Because I asked you to.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, 88 minutes is a long time to do anything but drink beer or sleep. And there's holes in this show. Don't get me wrong. But man, we still have a very talented roster. We had a debut of a really kick-ass tag team. We're talking our way into four big title matches on Monday night. So on that end, I'm pretty excited. I'm going to say, I've been saying this a lot lately. I think I'm going to stick with it. Give me a B+.
Wow, I'm kind of shocked. Harper, what are you giving it?
I'm going to give it a B. A B.
I've got a B written down too.
We saw that the Samoan SWAT team showed up. I mean, that fucking Chi-Town Rumble shit sounds like it's going to be fucking good.
Oh, it is.
Well, don't judge it by the first 45 minutes.
Okay. Well, we got like Kendall Windham versus the Italian Stallion and shit like that.
Something like that.
I can't Mike would get mad if I gave anything away on the free feed.
No.
Okay.
He's trying to monetize. He's trying to monetize the platform.
That's nice. Okay, so
I believe what he told me earlier today was if we could get enough of these dopes to give us their money, then they'll pay us for the content.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Believe in Doc.
Like the kind of shit Mike talks about.
Believing Doc is detrimental to one's health. But all right, so you gave it a B+. Harper and I gave it 2 Bs.
I like wrestling more than the two of you. I get it.
Okay. And on that note, Doc's making fun of the Patreon and getting the extra stuff. You can get it at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. We also need to give out a Rolex. I tell you what, I'm going to give mine to Stan. Who are you giving yours to, Doc?
Stan was definitely in the consideration for that one-liner about flat-chested women. But since I don't like flat-chested women, I couldn't give it to him. Man, I'm going with Kevin Sullivan. I thought, again, he goes out there and talks about doing bodily damage to Hawk. That's real talk. I mean, can't just say that. So I'm gonna give it to the devil.
Interesting. All right, it was a good promo. Harper, you?
I give mine to Sullivan as well, man.
See,
you
were the one that's wrong.
Okay.
Way to be wrong, Mike.
Okay. Well, On that note, I want to remind everyone, now that we've rated it and whatnot, to please use our Amazon referral link. It's tinyurl.com/BTTAmazon. Great way to support this show without spending anything extra. Give that link to the wives, girlfriends, whatever you have in your life, significant others, family members. Make sure you give that to them and tell them to use it each and every time they shop on Amazon. It's a great way to support this show without spending anything extra. If you're already shopping on Amazon, show gets some kickback in return. So please use that link. Again,
let me ask you something. Mike, are you getting as many packages to the house as I am during this time of our lives?
Not really, to be honest. I mean, I guess you're getting a lot, it seems.
Or I could build a fucking 5,000-story house out of cardboard right now.
Oh, really?
Okay. Seriously?
Yeah. I have, like, legitimately 3 different staging areas where I'm breaking down boxes in my garage to try to fit them in so that it didn't just take up the entire garage so that I can get them in my recycling bin. That's a shoot.
Must be nice to be that rich, I guess. I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't say that they're like, I'm ordering, like, expensive things. It's really the sheer volume of boxes that shows up. And the other thing here is, in her defense, Amazon doesn't always ship that shit right. They ship that shit like potato chips in a potato chip bag. I mean, you get this big ass box and you open it up.
Yeah, I know, right?
There's a fucking pack of Trident in there in this box that you could have fit, a refrigerator in. So
it makes me think, oh, maybe they fucked up and gave me too much.
Right.
But no, they didn't.
You're right, though. That's exactly what they do.
Hey, Doc.
So anyway, what's up?
You know what came out this day in 1983?
1980. Oh shit! I think I saw this earlier. 83. No.
The Trooper.
My kid loves that song. That's one of his favorite jams. 8 years old.
Yeah.
Y'all want to have fun with some Sopranos, or y'all got to roll?
I got a couple of minutes, but I do need to roll. But this one is worth sticking around for.